I'm back, and today I want to talk about this guy, Yoichi Masuzoe. I know some of you are probably saying, like, why are you talking about this guy? Who is he? And actually, he's the former governor of Tokyo, and I say former because he recently stepped down. I know people think, like, why would he step down? And there's actually a reason. He's been caught taking a bunch of money, and it's actually kind of a crazy story. Let's go over it a little bit. So, if you look up Yoichi Masuzoe, you'll see all sorts of stuff about him. Like, articles like this, Tokyo governor overspends his political capital. It really wasn't his political capital that he overspent, it was a bunch of other things. But, let's take a look here. So, there's a bunch of other information, but let's go down here. And now there are Mr. Masuzoe's finances. Weekly magazines jumped all over spending in his political funds report that seemed to be personal, including the resort hotel stays, a matter of some $3,300, and purchases of books he wrote himself to the tune of more than $900. The hotel stays, at first, it seems like, okay, well, the government has to stay someplace, but basically what he was doing is he would go on vacation and he would charge it to the government, and like he'd go to France, or I think he went to like Brazil also, and he said, this is for important business. And at first it seems logical. You think like, okay, well, like other countries' leaders like Obama, he goes to other countries to talk to people, and he should stay at some nice place. But then you think, wait a second, you're the governor of Tokyo, you're not, the president or the prime minister of Japan. Why are you going to other countries? And so they caught him on that. But it's not only that. The book thing is also crazy. He's buying his own books and giving them to people and saying it's for political reasons. Here you go. It says, Mr. Masuzoe responded that the expenses were political. The hotel and sushi restaurant? Meetings with staffers. The books? Given out to promote his views on Tokyo development. The paintings? Gifts to help spread Japanese culture overseas. So this is a funny thing that he did. Basically, he would buy these like traditional Japanese paintings and just give them to people in other countries, like foreign leaders and things. But normally you think like, oh, it's a gift, so you go into your own pocket and do that. But he wouldn't do that. He would use state funds and tax money to do this. And also, instead of, going to an art dealer or something, he would buy them off Yahoo auctions, which if you don't know is basically like the Japanese eBay. And he's just really cheap. And he would buy these and give these to people. And because of that, they labeled him in Japan as sekoi, which is basically like cheap or stingy. I should say he was stingy with his own money. He wasn't so stingy with public funds. He actually used those a lot on himself. After this, the public got really angry because, he's basically just taking money, and it took him a long time, and he said, I'm not going to resign, but eventually they took a poll, and they found that about 75% of the people in Tokyo wanted him to, beat it, so he finally did. But I thought this was an interesting story, and I'll show you the Wikipedia article, which looks ridiculous. Yeah, I feel bad for him just because he has this picture on Wikipedia and it looks crazy. I don't know, like, I would think, can't you get a better picture of him? But maybe somebody that hates him put this picture up. We can see a little bit more about this under resignation. Since March 2016, the Tokyo Metropolitan Assembly received a total of 610 phone calls of complaint regarding Masuzoe's alleged extravagant spending. So now he's apologizing and all this stuff, and it says he spent over 370,000 Japanese yen, which is about like $30,000, $35,000, dining with his family at restaurants between 2013 and 2014. Which, at first, $35,000 doesn't seem like that much, but then when you realize he spent $35,000 dining at restaurants with his family. $35,000 in 1 year for restaurants with your family? Ridiculous. Also, he spent them on family vacation trips, artwork, and comic books, as well as usage of government vehicle to his holiday home located in Yukawara, Kanagawa Prefecture. So, the thing that really struck me was the comic books, and he says these were for political purposes. I guess he thought, you know, like,
what if Obama comes to Japan and wants to talk to me about bleach? If I don't know how Ichigo's Bankai was fixed, what am I gonna do? It could cause an international incident.
apparently that was his thinking, so he thought that, he could charge, manga to his, expense account, and that would count as, you know, like, political materials. Luckily for him, and unluckily for the taxpayers of Tokyo, he actually could get away with it, and they found that nothing he did was illegal, just bad and immoral. So they finally made him step down. And before this, he said a bunch of other things too. So at first, when he was accused of this, they asked him about this, and he said, "Look, I'm the governor of a big, important metropolitan city. If people in other countries saw me staying at some cheap second-star business hotel, what would they think?" But you have to realize, nobody knows who you are. You're Yoichi Masuzoe. I imagine that probably 90% of the people that are watching this have never heard of you, and the other 10% who do know who you are only know who you are because they know you as the guy that stole a bunch of tax money. And then also, he's a big advocate of cutting down money from the Olympic projects because now Tokyo government is wasting a bunch of money on like stadiums and things, and he's saying like, we should cut down money, we don't need to waste all this money. But then he said, there are some things you have to spend money on though, such as artwork and comic books. It's important to keep your priorities straight. He did lots of other crazy things, but one of the things I'm most shocked about is he spent all this money on comic books and trips, but it seems like he didn't spend money on somebody to take care of his social media. Because that's one of the first things I would do if I was governor. I would find the person that put this picture up and do something about it and put a new picture there. I mean, if anybody goes on Wikipedia and sees this picture, this guy looks like somebody who would steal money to buy comic books. Anyway, what do I know? At least now he's gone, and hopefully they'll get somebody else who's a little bit better. But to be honest, the last three Tokyo governors have been kind of crazy. And they really haven't fixed the problem with the funding, so the next guy can basically do the same things. So if you're out there and you want free manga and dinner, run for governor of Tokyo. Apparently you can just get all the free manga and dinners you want. And also trips around the world. And ukiyo paintings. Those are nice. You can buy them off Yahoo auctions and don't have to pay for them. That's it for today. I decided to do this because lots of people said they like these videos where I'm talking here about, just one subject, so I thought I'd do this one really fast. Also, I should mention I'm going to be on vacation for about 2 weeks, so when you hear this, I'll probably be gone in America, but when I come back, I'll make sure to get some new videos out. So, until then, thanks for watching, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and see you. If you enjoyed that video, subscribe. Also, feel free to comment down below and check out some of my other videos here. Or is it here?